The Long Island International Film Expo is back and in person. Join us August 10th through the 15th at the Bellmore Movies and Showplace for our 24th annual festival, screening 115 films from around the world with 20 world premieres and dozens of US, New York, and Long Island premieres. LIIFE is where filmmakers from all around the globe gather to share their art. Filmmaking panels, parties, and Q&As with the filmmakers all week long, plus a closing night awards ceremony with Daniel Baldwin, Kim Delaney, and Kristen Thorne. Get tickets and more information at longislandfilm.com.
We're going to fill this evening with fun and excitement, and all the filmmakers in the room, make some noise. Make some noise if you're a filmmaker, creator. You must protect your spirit. You must protect your spirit and keep making films. Films are what's got us through this whole coronavirus vaccine, right? Anybody else watch hours and hours of Netflix and Hulu and stuff like that? Oh my goodness, so that definitely saved my life. We'll talk about that later. So anyway, let's go along with the show. Y'all ready to get this show started? All right, ladies and gentlemen, first, a few ground rules. As you all know, I see some seasoned veteran artists in the house. So you know, in your artistic journey, there's only a few moments in life where other people will actually appreciate your work. This is one of those nights. So when the winners come up to get their trophies, use your whole hand to applaud for them. It's not a golf tournament. Don't do that little... Use your whole hand and let's celebrate this evening, and let's celebrate the great creativity that we're going to display tonight. And let's have a good time. Y'all ready to have a good time? Okay, so to present our first award, one of the founders of LIIFE, as well as one of the judges, the co-owner of this wonderful theater. I haven't seen her since. Hey, give it up for Ann, y'all!
I'm with Tara Notrika, and she's here due to a movie, Second Chance. She's actually the subject matter. So nice to meet you. Tell us what the movie Second Chance is about.
Hi, so nice to meet you too, and thank you for providing me the opportunity to talk about our documentary. So I am actually one of the subject matters of the film. I am a 2-time transplant survivor of both an autologous stem cell transplant and an allogeneic bone marrow transplant with an anonymous donor. So the film actually follows me for a short period of time leading up to my bone marrow transplant. The filmmakers did some filmmaking on the day of my admission, the actual day of transplant, and the day that I came home from transplant.
So now, how long ago were you diagnosed?
I have actually been battling mast cell disease for a very long time and was officially diagnosed back in 2006. It took a very long time. I'm sorry. I started getting very sick in 2006 and was actually diagnosed in 2011 and had my first transplant in 2015. And my next one was in 2018.
So it took quite a while for you to be diagnosed. You were so sick. Now, how is your health now? Are you better?
I'm recuperating. I'm still recuperating from the transplant. I had a tremendous amount of complications after transplant, so it's been a long haul. It's not by any means an easy process.
And who was the director on this?
The film was co-directed by Matthew White and Brian Gerlach. The director of photography was Parker Bennett, and they are of the number 4 TH Coast Productions.
Thank you very much, and I hope you have amazing health in the future.
Thank you so much. Thank you again.
There were dark, dismal times when you often questioned whether or not you were going to make it through the next day or make it through the night.
For my entire life, my mom has been ill.
Growing up kind of became a part of our lives.
Being helpless, not be able to do anything, it just takes a toll on you.
No matter what, I'll always be a part of them. I'll be watching over them. Mast cell disease is a crazy disease. The nickname is the Nasty Masties. My thought was, if things didn't go well and I didn't make it, it might be pretty incredible for us to start writing our own original songs based upon my health journey.
For 18 a.m., In the stillness of the night, thoughts swirling around inside my worn out mind.
Sam singing these deep emotional songs is super unique. She's almost telling Tara's story in her own musical way.
You'll be my lifeline.
When I met Tara and saw her lyrics, I saw so much greatness, I saw raw talent, and I saw great ideas.
The songs that we're writing have such great meaning.
Music has definitely brought us closer.
I am preparing for a bone marrow transplant.
It's life-threatening.
Yes, death is one of the risks.
I hope you're ready for me, Mr. Anonymous Donor, because I'm ready for you.
No matter what, she just doesn't give up.
You just never know what tomorrow may bring.
First, thanks everybody for coming. The chairman of the first ever Nassau County Film Commission was Alan Fortunoff. Some of you may remember him from the store. That was his family. We honor him by keeping the tradition of Alan Fortunoff Humanitarian Film Award. And this year, the award goes to Second Chances.
We're actually the subject matters of Second Chance, so we cannot say thank you enough to Deborah and Henry, the entire LIIFE team, and a big shout out to my doctor, Dr. Gerald, for saving my life, not once, but twice. I'm a 2-time transplant recipient and survivor, and I am here today because of him and my husband, my daughter, who is the vocalist on this film, and my entire family, my friend support, my community, my school district, my elected officials, and I could go on and on. So thank you. We are thrilled, we are beyond honored, and thank you.
I'm with Patrick Devani, and he has 2 films in this film festival, the Long Island International Film Expo. And one is Identity Check, and the other one is Calling All the Occupants. So tell us something about both your films.
Sure. They're both sci-fi films. One is my short film, Identity Check. The other one's the first episode of my web series called the Visitation web series, and the first episode is called Calling All the Occupants. The web series was shot completely during the quarantine. All self-shot by everyone who was isolated. All my
these sci-fi?
Yeah, these are fairly hardcore sci-fi films. Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
cool. Special effects in them?
In both of them, yes. One's extensively, and I work with a special effects artist named Dave Geschman. He's won special effects awards for these works. I don't even know how many times so far. So he's that good. He's that good.
So tell us the storyline first of Calling All the Occupants.
Sure. Calling All the Occupants is the first episode is basically a Zoom meeting of a number of top NASA specialists who have discovered a signal at the very edge of the solar system. So as a goof, they try to send it a message, and then one day it sends a message back. And then they have to figure out, well, now we have verifiable proof. What the hell do we do? And they send it up the chain, trying to figure out who's to blame and who's to, and it does not go well.
Oh. And what about your other movie, which is Identity Check?
Identity Check is an alternate future where billionaires, instead of declaring bankruptcy, they can buy and sell each other's entire personalities and identities. So if you were the CEO of a corporation, you buy the other CEO's identity, and then you can legally interact as them with all their personal relationships and everything else.
How expensive would it be to buy someone's identity?
Well, the one guy is about $14 billion in debt, and that's just a drop to them. So it's a complete takeover. So it's pretty much the entire assets of one consuming the other, because then they also become legally liable for each other's debts and other things in life.
What would cause a billionaire to be in debt?
Overextension. We go into that into the film a little bit too. Greed and ego, and the feeling that they can't do anything wrong, and maybe even buying some spaceships and flying themselves into low Earth orbit. So,
Do you have a website where we can find out more?
Certainly. You guys just go to pdevani.com, And you can see my acting reel, you can see my director's reel, you can see links to everything that I have online, links to the web series, the Visitation web series, and everything else that's on right now. And come see these things in festivals like this. Bring live festivals back. We're here at Long Island Expo, and it's a wonderful, wonderful day.
Spell Devaney for me.
Certainly. The website would be P as in Patrick, DEVANEY.com.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great time. I'm with Peter and Janito, and he is the co-director of Charlene. So nice to meet you, Peter.
Nice to meet you, too.
Yeah, so tell us who wrote Charlene.
Well, both Josh Graydon and I spent several years, it felt like an eternity, writing Charlene, developing it, and making it into a very complex but amazing story. I actually approached Josh 4 years ago at a Long Island film networking meeting, pitching him the idea about a coming-of-age film that's a psychological thriller.
Yeah. So, tell everybody a little bit more about Charlene.
Charlene is about a detective who investigates a homicide between a couple of teenagers, and he starts to discover that these were the same people involved with the disappearance of his daughter.
Wow. And this is a short film?
It's a feature film. It's actually our first feature film together. We worked very hard on it. It's 72 minutes long, and I couldn't be blessed to have such an amazing crew and cast. We worked very hard on it. We just did it for the sake of our love for filmmaking, acting, all the aspects of it, because we just did it. We didn't let anybody stop us.
Do you have a website where maybe we could see the trailer?
You can definitely check out the production company Tazed Logic. That's TAZED Logic. And you can also follow our Instagrams, Graydon Creations, and you can follow my Instagram, Peter Ingenito.
Terrific. Thank you, Peter.
Thank you so much.
I'm with the actor, writer, director of Don't Jump.
Hi, how are you? It's very nice to be here.
And you are?
Oh, my name is Loring Murtha.
And he looks like he just jumped. How do you get your hair to stay up like that? I love it.
You know what? It's not easy. It takes a team of about 4 people, and and nobody likes it except for me. But
okay, so tell us about your movie.
It is actually the 3rd in a series that we're doing. It's a light movie. It's a comedy. It centers around a married couple, modern issues. My character, the Todd character, and my co-star Laura Peterson plays my wife, Patricia, and it is also about the people in our lives who we know. So it's kind of a fun relationship comedy.
Yeah. So now, how long have you been screenwriting?
Quite some time. I've been screenwriting all my life, I would even say. As a little child, I was writing stuff, but professionally, 5 or 6 years.
Oh, okay. Do you have a website where we can see the trailer and find out more?
Yes, martiniboyfilms.com/don't jump if you wanted to see the trailer.
Thank you so much.
Okay, can I give a quick shout out to my cast?
Of course.
I would be very remiss. I got to say, honestly, my cast deserves all the credit. Laura Peterson, the most talented, generous acting partner I've ever worked with. Erica Woods, killed it. Miranda Stevens, knocked it out of the park. Rob Brock, hysterical. And that man over there, none of this would happen. Zach Crone, I wrote it. But he shot it, he edited it, and he acted in it. And I love you guys. You guys are the best. And without them, none of this happens. So thanks, guys.
Great. Kudos to you and your cast. Here now is Zach Crone, and he has a movie called Matched. Zach, so nice to meet you. Tell us about Matched.
Matched is a short 3-minute thriller about a young woman searching through an apartment during a blackout for a very important item with nothing but a box of matches. And fun little fact is we shot the movie lit entirely by match light. So there are no exterior lights, there's no lighting gag, it's just the match.
And is this a short film?
It's a 3-minute thriller.
Oh, and I guess you can't tell us what it is she's looking for.
Nope, just gonna have to watch all 3 minutes to find out.
So now you have another movie that you worked on as the director of photography too.
Yes.
So now how many films have you done so far?
I have worked as a DP on at least a dozen short films, and I've directed probably a half dozen or so, produced a couple others. But yeah, sometimes...
Is there anything that led you to think of this?
This one, not in particular. I was sitting in front of the fireplace at my parents' house, just trying to think of anything, and then I guess I maybe had seen a horror movie recently, so I started to put that together in my mind, and then the firelight, and the matches, and then the ending. I was like, okay, I'm gonna write this down and shoot it, a year later.
Do you have a website?
Sure do. My production company and the film and everything else can all be found at bytheglasspictures.com.
Terrific. So nice meeting you.
You too. Thanks very much. Enjoy the films.
I'm with Mike Caravelli, and he has the film Astral Plane Drifter, which is a sci-fi movie, but it's more than that. Yeah. Tell us what it is.
It's actually a Western sci-fi kung fu comedy. It's a really absurd, fun movie.
It has to be the first one I've ever heard of.
I think it's the first one ever. I'm pretty sure it's the first one ever. We had a really good showing last night. We played the Midnight Madness. We won our block last night. So I've already been awarded my trophy, and
good for you.
Everything is awesome.
So how many minutes is it?
It's 10 minutes long,
yeah.
And it's 10 minutes full of craziness.
Are you an actor in it too?
I wrote it, I directed it, I produced it, I starred in it.
Oh boy.
I had a hand in the music and the editing and the costuming. And
was it filmed on Long Island?
It was filmed in the California desert in Joshua Tree. I'm originally from Brooklyn, and I lived in Queens, and now I live out in the middle of nowhere.
Oh.
Somewhere in between Las Vegas and Los Angeles.
Oh, so wonderful.
Yeah.
So do you have a website where we can find the trailer? Or?
Sure. So if you go to, my name is Mike Caravella, Caravella. So if you go to my Instagram or my Facebook, I have a YouTube channel, the Mikey Forearms channel, as in forearms. And go there, you'll find my trailers, you'll find videos from me appearing at festivals and all sorts of information to keep up with the film. So it's called Astral Plane Drifter, and it's coming soon to you.
One thing is certain, I'm here with Jonathan Detweiler. How do you like that?
Love it.
Now, Jonathan has a dance movie. Tell us something about your movie, Jonathan.
We produced it last year in October amid the pandemic in the middle of the city. It was quite interesting to shoot with everything going on, but a lot of friends of mine in the industry were furloughed and without work, so we rallied everyone together and got a piece together, and was produced by myself and directed by Eric Fraticelli. And we had a piece composed by Blake Allen, and we built the piece around his score once he put out a beautiful piece on the piano, cello, and violin.
Why dance? Is that something that you like?
I've always loved dance, and then my friend Jerry, who was furloughed from his dance company in the city, is obviously free and available, and reached out to him, and he was very much on board with creating the piece. So he choreographed it, Jerry Hunt is his name, choreographed it, and got a team of 12 dancers together to come out and put the dance film together. So.
Do you have a website where we can find out more?
We do. You can find us on GoFundMe, One Thing Is Certain, on Instagram at One Thing Film, and Facebook at One Thing Is Certain as well.
I'm here with Deirdre O'Connor, who has the movie One Moment, which starred Danny Aiello, and it happens to be the last film that Danny ever made. What a great movie. And it deals with a topic that so many people are dealing with. What do you do with your aging parent, right?
Something that my family went through, and something that so many of my friends and just about everybody I ever met who's in that middle-age category has gone through or is going through.
Or they're going to go through, or they've already been placed by a family member. So now that was your inspiration. You wrote this?
I wrote it and directed it and produced it with my partner and spouse, Judi Wagner.
Okay. Now, is this your first journey into filmmaking?
No, I started writing screenplays in the early 90s and have made several short documentary type films. This was my first feature, dramatic features.
Yeah, and I understand that Danny Aiello happened to love the script, and he told his agent, I have got to do this. Now, there's also 2 lines in there that says, if you worry about what's going to happen, you miss out on the now, something like that. What is it?
The line, I wrote it, I should know it. If you focus too much on how good it was, you'll miss how good it is.
Isn't that the truth? So, because when you're older, right, you look back and you you think back and you can be sad, or shoulda, woulda, coulda, and now every moment counts. So one moment is so appropriate, right?
That's where the name comes from.
What did you take away from making this movie? What did you learn from making the movie?
I loved the collaborative process, working with the actors and the crew and then the editor. But I also love this part, getting to share it with people. I wasn't sure, because I've never done it on this scale before.
Yeah, I think it's really a film that needs to be seen. There's a lot of questions about, leaving an older parent alone, making sure they're happy. But I don't want to tell you what the ending was, but I was happy with the ending.
But I have to say, it was a joy and a privilege to work with Danny Aiello. Of course, none of us knew that he was ill when we were filming, and he just was an inspiration to everybody the whole way through.
Isn't
and
that wonderful?
I'm so sorry he didn't get to see it, but I think
He can see it.
I think so.
Is there a website where we can find out more?
Well, I'm on Facebook, littleredpurseproductions.com, and there is a website, littleredpurseproductions.com. Of course, it's a very long name to type in, but...
No. Well, I noticed at the end, at the credits, there's a little girl carrying a little red purse. Is that you?
That is me, and I have a big red purse today, but that was something from my mother. She used to dress us up for every holiday.
That was so cute.
And my sisters and I always had a little red purse. So
Very
an homage to my mom.
Very nice. I loved it.
Thank
Everybody
you.
see One Moment.
Thank you so much.
I'm with Brittany Lee Hamilton, and she has a cute movie called #Princess Problems. Tell us about your movie.
So the film centers around a birthday party princess in New Jersey who is trying to prove to a very forward-thinking journalist that princesses are good role models for little girls.
And what do you think?
So I started out as a birthday party princess. I'm an actor, so on the weekends, that was my side job. So I saw the debate happening between parents and with children. So I kind of fall in the middle. I don't think it's one way or the other. I think it's about whatever the kid needs. And that's kind of what we learn in the movie.
So do you think that dreams come true? Because princesses kind of have that happen, don't they?
Yes, and sometimes you need people to help you make that happen, and sometimes you can do it all on your own. It depends, but it's okay to ask for help.
So now, were you an actress?
I am an actress, yep. I starred, I wrote it. I was the executive producer and I starred in it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, do you have a website where we can follow you?
Yep. You can find the film at princessproblemsfilm.com, and then you can find me at BrittanyLeeHamilton.com.
Terrific. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm now with Laniado, and we just had the New York opening for Tango Shalom. How do you feel about this?
It's like a dream come true, It's a dream come true with a message, universal message about tolerance, about peace, about unity. This I wanted from the very beginning when I first started writing the script. This was the idea, and I'm surprised we are actually in the theater in Times Square.
In Times Square, can you believe that? Now tell everybody a little bit about your character and the name of your character.
Well, it's a character. First of all, I'm a tango dancer, so I said to myself that what if Hashem gets a message, to this guy to dance the tango, and I have 6 kids in my real life, and I have 5 kids in the movie. I'm religious. I go to the synagogues every Friday. I do Shabbat. So it's a lot of it is I'm the character really. I'm the real character in the movie.
Well, continued success. Do you have a website where we can look for you?
Yes, go to tangoshalommovie.com. You're going to find a lot of information about bios about myself. If you go to IMDb, you're going to find all the movies I've made so far.
It was about 3 months ago, and we are already in the theaters. Unheard of to have a theatrical run within 3 months.
It's amazing. And also in the movie was Renee Taylor and Lady Kazan, and name some of the other people.
You got Renee Taylor from the Nanny, HBO Max.
at Tango Shalom at the after party. What did you think of Tango Shalom?
Oh my God, it was so incredible. It was nice and refreshing to see something original for a change, and it had all the religious groups, gathering together, and it was beautiful. It really was. It was a warm film. I enjoyed it very much.
Right now, I'm with Billy Little as Prince. Doesn't he look fantastic? Purple Rain, baby.
Hi, I'm Billy Little. I'm glad to be here. We just saw Tango Shalom. It was a great film. It was all about inclusivity, and it's a great story.
I'm here now at opening night in New York City, and I'm with Maggie Wagner, and she's going to tell everybody what she thought about Tango Shalom.
You know what? I really love the film. I had a really good time tonight. I felt like it was a real family film, but it also had a fun twist at the end. And, it kept you guessing. The performances were really good. And, I'm a former dancer, so I love anything with dance, and anything with professional dancers is like cool for me.
Good to meet you. I thought it was amazing tonight. There was a lot of people in the theater. Everybody loved it. Everybody was laughing. It was great. I was really, really happy.